G'day everyone, Jason Haines here once again, QPL Rural, with another edition of the Haines Report. You look around what's been happening in agriculture across the Riverina. Well, another sunny week, good fogs in the morning, much alluded rain. Hopefully there's a little bit forecast for this weekend, so hopefully we do get a bit of follow-up rain. I've just heard the medium-term bomb forecast at the moment. It looks like we're in for a dry month at the moment, but the next 2 or 3 should be up to a 60% chance of being wetter than average. So hopefully we do get that winter, early spring period that is good rainfall, securing up a good winter cropping season. So believe it or not, I've still got some producers that are still trying to get a little bit of crop in. Some of their lower areas are still a bit wet, but then I've got guys that are looking for that sort of 10 mil, half inch of rain just to kick things along and get themselves sorted out. We've got some producers at the moment that are still struggling to harvest the last of their corn because the moisture's been too high, and then others that have got the season well underway. Cotton's finished, looking towards finishing that winter cropping program as well. On the livestock side of things, well, there's plenty of crops at the moment that have got livestock on them, particularly in that sheep space at the moment. We're seeing some very strong demand both in the lamb and the mutton markets, and this is absolutely driving a lot of interest in this space. We've got croppers that are indeed looking to reintroduce livestock back into their production system, which they haven't done for many years. Okay, so this week I just wanted to talk a little bit about a webinar that I listened to during the week. It was run out of the States, so the US figures and US information, but it was a talk done by Westchester and speaking about the long-term future of investing in agricultural land and why they see that as such a good space. And as I said, while it's US numbers and information, I could see a lot of parallels here to what we're seeing here in Australia at the moment. And again, reiterates why I believe that investing in agriculture is a sound position. So first of all, farmland is a commodity itself. You can see over the long term, and we all know this, there's been a steady increase in farmland values in some of that row cropping space in the US, but you can see down the bottom that other commodities that we're producing, the wheat, the corn, those sorts of things, it's been up and down along the way and no great gain or price over time. Now, throw on top of that the volatility, where you can see there the volatility of those cash crops is up and down all over the place. But as you'd expect, very little volatility or how it affects back to land values. So, which brings us to the next slide. Why, may you ask, does land keep going up and up in value? Well, essentially, it is seen as an investment, and by this graph you can see that the majority of the increase in land value is driven by interest rates and the ability to add onto it and for it to grow as a capital value. You can see here in the Midwest that productivity increases aren't necessarily increasing too much of the land value, and nor is commodity price. So why, may I ask, does land value keep going up when we're not necessarily getting any more or relatively more for our corn or our wheat or anything like that we're producing off it? And the answer is there's some very good fundamentals that say that we need to be doubling our food production out of what we've got or our arable land in the next 30 to 50 years. So the underlying demand for what we're producing is inelastic. People are going to want it, and because of our growing population on a world scale, they're going to want more and more of it. Now, as much as commodity prices haven't changed, technology's changing. We're producing a lot more with a lot less, and as machines are getting bigger and there's new introductions like drones and blockchain tracking of commodities, we're getting more and more efficient at what we're doing, which means as we get more efficient and produce more from these acres, we do have the demand there within the system to soak up that extra commodity that's being produced. That is, the fundamentals are there for agricultural land to be a good, long-term, stable investment that you just don't see in other things like the stock market. Okay, now a quick plug for one of our properties this week, Homebush. We haven't been taking people up to Homebush for a little while, but now the season's improved. It's a great opportunity up here for people to have a look at this. With the land market where it is, with a little bit of work out there and renovating a few paddocks, here is one property that can absolutely pay for itself at the moment. It's looking very good at the moment. The dams are full, there's grass in the paddock, the livestock are fat, the fences are all up and looking good. And there's a good opportunity there for somebody to step in to capitalise on this livestock market and really kick some goals with Homebush. It's quite an affordable price, listed today at $650 an acre, and on a $1 per acre basis, I reckon you could make this property quite productive. Okay, now our hot buyers this week, we're looking for some irrigation country down there in that Finley Dairy area, quite a big parcel of country if we can find it please. Also, again, looking for something about 1,000 acres within that sort of 150k of Griffith. Looking for a bit of an isolated block with transport access and three-phase power. We've got clients looking for parcels of water at the moment, and we've also got, on the smaller scale, an active buyer at the moment that's looking for something around that sort of 100 to 200 acres as a lifestyle block or a lifestyle option. And they don't really care where they go at the moment. They're looking all over the district. So if you'd like any more information on any of our properties here today, please give me a call, 0488 594 450. Let's catch up again next week. Cheers.